Hey guys, this is Spawner here with my review for Down Kinder Season 6, Episode 16, Frantic. This one was mainly focused on Strozen and Sarvik, basically Team Dino Kinder, with, Distranus trying to figure out more about Xiling, his plan, or basically what all news, Distranus knew about Xiling. And, so, anyways, so yeah, basically they were trying to figure out everything that Distranus knew about Xiling Grave. So they could kind of maybe figure out where they were headed, what to do, like what Xiling was up to, just all that. So, we had that, we can see some other stuff I'll talk about as I get on with that part of the story of this episode. Then we also had, Dolan, more of Dolan's side of the story with the assassins, his whole, decision to see if he could do anything to help out in the Xiling campaign and all that. We got more of that this week. We got a visit to the Earthlings by Xiling Grave and Stan's Grave. And we got a little bit of Zink's campaign. Well, kind of the campaign storyline period, but mostly focused around Zink, this week. So, I think we'll start off this review. The episode began with the, whole Destros kind of storyline stuff, but I think we'll start off with some of the other things first, and kind of get to that last. Let's see. Let's see, I'm trying to see if there's anything that was in this episode that linked to this. No, I don't think so. Alright. Well, we're going to talk about the, little bit of the campaigns we got this week then. We saw, during the first scenes that, basically, what's happening in this episode is that Zink is falling under heavily with his campaign against Xiling, with all of the racing events, the Great incident from the Destros latest attack, all of that, with people losing family members and ones they care about. Zink is gradually, quickly, losing people from his campaign, and that's kind of what we're getting this week. We saw as basically the news and the public were all questioning Zink on just everything about, like, his campaign, and if he had lost anybody during any of these events, these tragic events that had happened recently, and it basically led down to just more and more people, Zink losing more and more people on his vote, and, I had the feeling that we were going to wind up getting up to a point where Zink was going to kind of take a downfall in the campaigns. Sorry. And I've been kind of curious to know, like, how that's gonna go, and if there's some way he's gonna be able to rise back up. Because, I'm always beginning to question something around the end, in theories, but I might, talk about that in another review, or maybe a post or something, but I'm beginning to question the possibilities of something happening around the end of the show, probably in the finale. But yeah, so, I mean, we didn't get a whole lot of the campaign this week, but we got enough to basically tell us what was going on with the campaigns, how Zink was running since we got Xiling's part kind of last week. So yeah, it was pretty interesting, I always like seeing the questionnaires between Xiling and Zink and the public, just, talking about their campaigns and over the events that happened recently. It's really interesting to see, actually. George's Raven's doing a good job at keeping that at, a good line, and the actors are doing a really nice job at keeping their characters in, I don't want to say in line again, keeping their characters for what they're supposed to be in the campaign, and how they really should be acting throughout the whole thing, to make it seem real. And I thought they're all doing a good job. I'm really liking the campaign storyline so far, and it was a neat little bit in this episode to be able to see kind of what was going on with them. So anyways, moving on from the campaign's side of the story this week, we have, Dolan's side. Yeah, I'll probably talk about that next. Dylan said story, we basically got to where the assassins, after he marked himself and basically went to train to become an assassin, we got his training. One thing I'm going to say about this, I liked a lot of the writing we got in this part. The writing for the characters, what they said, especially the lead assassin and Dolan, I feel like they did a really good job at just everything they said. And so, like, I really liked the whole line when Dolan said, so you guys aren't gonna, so let me guess, you guys aren't gonna talk about this, talk about who you were before this. And they said there was no us before this. I really liked that. It was like the perfect, fitting quote to them. Because that was their whole point, was to basically let the past person die and let the new person be born. So, I felt like that really symbolized that. And I just really liked that bit of writing right there. But that was the only bit I liked. I mean, I actually wrote down a bit of something, like almost a whole quote a big quote on what the lead assassin said going around one of the final training parts, because I really liked it. I feel like it actually was a motivating quote. So, yeah, I'll probably post down the quotes, post I got on in the forums. Yeah, but I liked a lot of the writing we got here. I feel like it was really good. And the scenes themselves, with just the scenes, we got really good stuff too. Dolan, in his training, he really went in not expecting what he got. He got basically led into just a fight automatically, and he didn't really know what he was doing, and he got just not the seriously, he really did. And you could tell, which the actor did a really good job at showing. But I really liked how this whole thing went out. I feel like it stuck to what I would think of as the kinds of character, the kinds of people we're getting that the assassins are. I felt like this seemed like their way of training and their way of doing things. And I just thought they did that really good. The actors, everybody in the sets, the crew, everybody did it really well. They handled this, like, perfect. I think this was, I mean, honestly, when I knew Dolan's training was going to be in this, I was kind of expecting some, like, maybe a little bit of, like, okay, well, like, we're just going to keep kind of making you get up, and we're just going to keep training until you get better and better, and then you're going to be good enough. But that wasn't just all we got, and I was really happy to see that. We got some great writing, and we got some interesting scenes to kind of see where Dolan's training was going, and kind of how the assassins could do things in that area of their that kind of thing. I mean, I'm not sure the word you say, but I mean the kind of ways they do things. Yeah, I think that was the thing. The words I was looking for. So, I mean, I'm really liking that we're getting a little bit of delving into the assassins, learning a little more about them. I really didn't think we were going to get any of that. And I'm really curious to see where Dolan's story is going to go from here. I'm just really interested in seeing how this is going to turn out. So yeah, I think that was also really good this week. I think they did it was really well done, and it was entertaining, and it was interesting, and it kept me wanting to see more. So, yeah, I was happy with that. Alright, well, I think one of the last thing, besides for the main big part of it, of the episode, is Silent's visit with the Earthlings. I had seen a bit of this in the promo last week, and I was really excited to see this. We got a little glimpse that, basically, we knew, in the end, that the Earthlings were not going to tell him where the Power Giver was, right off the bat. So we kind of knew that they were going to get pummeled, because we saw in the promo last week that Silent said, kill them all, to Skullspine. So we kind of knew it was going to go haywire for the Earthlings. But, I mean, it really wouldn't seem like them to give it to them right off the bat anyways. I mean, they're supposed to be protecting the Earth, and they didn't support his cause, so, I mean, it seems kind of off for them to just, like, alright, well, Silent's here, he's going to come and kill us all, so we're just gonna give the power giving to him right off the bat, even though we know it's extremely dangerous. That wouldn't work. So I'm really glad that even though in the risk that they were all gonna end up dead within the next few moments from Xialing and Stan, I felt like that that they handled it good, because I mean they really had to get to the point of fighting Xialing and Stan and realizing how outnumbered, how underpowered they were against them, to bring them to the realization they were just gonna have to give them the power giver if they want all their species to go extinct and the Earth to be left without their protection. So I mean, yeah, I felt like that was pretty good. And it was really cool getting to see Xialing meet the Earthlings. We had never seen that in this season before, and also getting to see Stan confront them again was also really exciting, and that was really cool. I liked this whole scene, the way it went out. I felt like Xialing was still being reasonable as a businessman, even with the Earthlings, being aliens and all. I felt like he was still reasoning and stuff with them, and then kind of he got more serious as they began to deny his request to give him the power giver location. So yeah, I mean, I thought that was all. I thought that it really kept Xialing's character, and we got some really interesting scenes and exciting scenes of Stan seeing the Earthlings again, and we also got to see Skyrush come in at the last moment, kind of save them, and Stan getting raged, which I thought was a good piece to put in there too, since the next episode is going to be the confrontation between them both, which I'm super excited for. I still don't know how they're going to fit the song, make the song work. That I know is going to be in the episode, but with director Dracus Raven, I'm sure he can do it. I'm sure I'm going to go into that episode, I'm going to think like, okay, I don't know how this is going to work, I'm going to see it, and I'm going to be completely on with it. Because he's pretty good at making things work that you wouldn't think would in the end. So, anyways, I'll be talking about that more in the review next week for that episode. So let's get back to this one. But yeah, I liked what we had here, with keeping Xialing's character and having the Earthlings do what they did in the deal, basically having to realize how underpowered they were against them. I felt like that was a good touch right there to kind of just, I mean, if, as I said, if the Earthlings had just gave it to them right off the bat, the location, it would have seemed off for them. So, I mean, I was happy to see that play out how it did. And that little bit right there, with Stan, as I said, with Skullspine, where he was basically mad because Skyrush had once again, was getting in his way, basically. I felt like that was kind of a good lead into what was going to happen next week. And a little bit we got with, I can't remember his name. The Earthling who was Skyrush's friend. I can't remember, but the moments we got with him and the rest of the Earthlings at the end after he saved them were also good. I liked how that went out as well. Because, I mean, with the Earthlings, basically, they were still mad at him, you could tell. And, I liked the fact that Skyrush still questioned his decision on saving them, but yet he still did because they were basically his own race. I thought that was, pretty good still. Because it was kind of like the good guy saving the enemies, his, once friends who were kind of almost enemies now, still saving them because they were part of his race, but, you know, he, like, kind of thought maybe to himself that he should have questioned it because of how they've been, you know, with him and throughout the whole show, so, anyways, but yeah, I think that was, what we got here was also really good, with the Earthlings and Xialing. I felt like all of them kept to their character, Stan and, Xialing and the Earthlings, Skyrush, excuse me, I felt like all of them kept to their characters here, and I really liked what we got with that as well, because it was just interesting seeing the characters, Stan come together with the Earthlings again, confront them again, and seeing Xialing, also confront the Earthlings, who we had never seen until now. So, yeah, I was happy with that this week too. I think all those 3 previous weeks of story I talked about all were entertaining and interesting this week, and they weren't pointless. They had their reasons. Xialing was looking for the power giver, the campaign story was continuing, and we got more to see what was going on with Dolan and kind of where he was going after what we saw in the previous episode. So yeah, that was all good. I liked all of that stuff, and we got a lot of good writing and a lot of good scenes, and a lot of good acting in there. So, all right, well, moving on to the bigger part this week, which was the Destronauts and Team Game Changer. They learned from Destronauts that of what Silent was making finally this week, and I felt like Strojan, for one, Strojan's kind of panicky act here was good. I mean, because Strojan, he's concerned, and he's just wanting to figure out what Silent's up to and wanting more information. And I felt like Strojan, as the actor, he did a good job with this thing. I feel like they all did. Whoever's voicing Destronauts, he's doing a really good job too. But anyways, yeah, it was interesting seeing them get to learn about the Death Reaper weapon Silent's making and how they were taking that, and also the trip to Calic. That, I think that was one of the, besides for that one episode we got of basically I believe it's a Dragon Out crossover actually with when Dragon Out crossed over into Downkinger. Besides for that one, I think this was one of the most nostalgic episodes I've had in this season. This whole trip back to Calic, them talking about, like, Blackstone saying he hadn't been on a ship in a long time. He said the last time he had was when he was Black Shadow. I mean, and then once they got to Calic, the scenes of Charlotte pointing out the training zone on Calic, and it's showing the flashbacks of season 1. I mean, it was really just a moment of bringing back to the classic. And I realized that we do need to see that come back to the show. I think Dragon's Raven needs to re-implement the going to space, the planets, and the alien races saying, I feel like it needs to come back. We had last season with the Slenderman, and it didn't really have much alien stuff in it. And this season hasn't had too much either. I mean, it had this, and it had some of the Destronauts coming to Earth. But we need to see some more of Strojan and the team going into space. Instead of the aliens coming to Earth, we need to see some more space stuff. We need to see them going to planets and stuff like we used to. I feel like it's something you should try to bring back with the next season. And, I mean, I'm kind of hoping that's going to happen. So, I mean, yeah, if Director Dragon Raven sees this, Marine Bay Studio, that's something we'd like to see next season. Anyways, yeah, I really liked that, all the nostalgicness to this particular part of the story. And when they got there, I liked I felt like they handled the whole guard thing well at the gate of when they were kind of questioning Strojan about why the strength was there and all that. I felt like that was handled well. And we learned in this episode, actually, that Sparkhawk is not gay. So, people making theories out there, it is confirmed Sparkhawk is not gay. And I'm really happy about that because I like Sparkhawk. He was a classic character to the show. And I'm pretty happy to see he's still here. So, yeah, we got to see Sparkhawk and Starstride again, and we got to see Starstride again how he is, usually up for the war. I liked a lot of the writing stuff we got from him, a lot of what he said, and I liked Sparkhawk, and they kept these characters in line with how they're supposed to be, even though they hadn't been in the show for quite a while now. And I was really happy to see that, that the characters were acting how they had last time we'd seen them. And it was really cool just getting to see Starstride and Sparkhawk in the present day. I'm kind of wondering where Xerxes is. We haven't seen him. We didn't see him in this episode. And we haven't seen him in a long time, actually. We didn't see him in the flashbacks when Shinlin went to Calic, and we didn't see him in the present day. So, I'm kind of wondering where Xerxes is. But, I mean, there might be something to that, maybe. Or maybe it's just kind of one of those things that are open to fan theories. I really don't know. But, I mean, I guess whenever we can see him again, that'd be cool too. Because then we'll have seen the whole classic Calicing group again. But yeah, it was really cool getting to see Starstride and Sparkhawk again. But anyway, yeah. So I liked the whole scene we got between Sparkhawk kind of being a little bit on the edge about giving the Splonero over to, yeah, which by the way, Sparkhawk's Destronauts also told them that he needed the Shattered Splonero. Silent needs it for his Death Reaper weapon. I forgot to mention that before. So yeah, it was interesting seeing kind of Sparkle kind of almost on the edge about giving it over to Scourging. I'm glad he did in the end because I felt like it was kind of almost saying Scourging had kind of helped them before to stop Starcaster. I felt kind of like it was almost a payback kind of thing, like a favor back to them for helping them before. I felt like that was kind of almost what we got there, and I thought that I was happy to see that he actually did hand it over and that they didn't have to wind up fighting. It would have been cool to see Sparkhawks battle and stuff again, but and Starshred, but you know, I mean, I just felt like it worked better this way. So, yeah, I liked that go. I liked what we got there, with all that, and how Sturgeon was kind of almost surprised to see Sparkhawks had not died after believing he had in the war with the Starcaster. So, yeah, I liked all of what we got there with the Sparkhawks and Starshred and the Team Gauchanger, and when Xiling arrived, when we didn't get the explanation of how Xiling knew. I mean, when he was with the Earthlings, he turns around all of a sudden and says that they have the spawn arrow, but we didn't learn how. But I was told that this is going to be revealed in another episode that's coming up, so we don't need to be like, okay, well, they didn't explain that, that's a minus. I just wanted to get that out to everybody so you know. But yeah, so we'll get an explanation of that later. But, but anyways, yeah, as I was saying, I'm kind of losing my train of thought here. But when Xiling arrived, I was really wondering how, Strojan, Sharvik, and Blackstone were gonna end up getting away from, Xiling, because there's almost no way to get away from Xiling. As Skullfang, he's unstoppable, and, I mean, we've seen that with how he handled the Earthlings, and how he just, in this episode, how when Scourgeon refused to give it to him, he just basically knocked back, Sparkhawks, and I was surprised to see the moment where Shawstrud for a moment, actually held, Skullfang's arm, how he actually held it from hitting him. That was, you really realized how strong Shawstrud must be right there. He still ended up getting grabbed and thrown aside because you know how strong Skullfang is, but it was still surprising to see that moment. It kind of gave you an idea of how, strong Shawstrud must be. To be able to hold up just against a hit from Skullfang. But, as I said though, when Xiling came, I was really wondering how Sturgeon and the team were going to get away. I almost questioned this Stranich was going to do something about it, but I wasn't really sure why. But then when he did, and he explained the reason basically that he had seen their potential, and they had to defeat him, so basically he would let them live. I thought it was really, I knew it was coming, and I was really excited to see Xiling go against the Stranich. And because before we had heard that, basically the Stranich had told Sturgeon that he was was an equivalent power with Xiling. So, you were like, okay, well, we know that now, and we're going to be like seeing them go together, so that was cool. That moment was really intense. I feel like they did a really good job with the challenge there, keeping in tense with Xiling's arrival and all that, and kind of how they were going to get away from him. And, when they got away after that, when they left as the Stranich fought Xiling, he stabbed the Stranich, I believe, if I'm right. He stabbed the Stranich, and basically, after that, that was kind of the battle. Well, for one, I'm skipping ahead of the battle. The battle was awesome. We got to see both of them pull off some awesome moves, choreography right there, and it was really a big battle that I'm pretty sure none of us would have expected. But yeah, that was really cool to get to see Skullfang go against the Stranich, and they actually seemed like they were doing fairly even at a point until Xiling actually kind of got the upper hand. Yeah, it was really cool, the battle, overall. As I said though, we see the Stranich get stabbed, I believe, and we get Xiling, he's basically seeing the ship fly away, he gets mad, and basically I think he was going back, because they were now leaving Kallax and heading back to Earth. And later on, we don't see, I'm guessing, we didn't see Silent go back, but he obviously did. And we, see the Destronos come and take Destronos away. But they don't make it obvious if he's dead or not. At least I don't know to my awareness. So, in replacement for Sparkox coming back from the dead, we get we get Destronos, who now might be dead, but they're not going to tell you. We had to replace it with somebody. Dragus Raven can't leave the show where you don't know if somebody's not dead. I mean, if Sparkox is going to come back and he's not actually dead, now we're going to have Destronos, who might be dead. That's just how Downsinger works. That's just the logic there, and, I mean, it's always nice having those little mysterious touches there where you don't know if somebody's still alive or if they're not. But yeah, I believe that was the hint we were getting there. But I kind of liked it where they left it like that. I was afraid that they were going to make it kind of clear that he was, I mean, they might have, I didn't think they did, but it might, I liked it kind of how they left it where you weren't entirely sure if he had died or not. I liked it how it kept it mysterious. I mean, Downsinger's always done that with most of its cases like that, and I felt like it was another one of those. And yeah, I like it. I like it that they left it like that instead of, I think, making him basically obviously gay. It left some more of that old Downsinger mystery in there, and that just kind of was more nostalgic again. But yeah, so, anyways, I mean, I think that's about that whole story. We got Epic Battle, we got the return to Shockwave and Sparkox. We got to reveal that he wasn't dead, actually, after the fight with Starcaster. And we got more of Dolan's story, really great stuff for that right in this episode. We got more of the campaign, interesting campaign stuff. And we got the visit with the Earthlings from Silent and Stan, which was also awesome. So, we got a lot of great stuff. A lot of great writing, acting, and all that in this episode. I mean, I feel like that I want to tell myself since, well, I'll say this after. I think just through everything we got in this episode, the nostalgia, the confrontation with the Earthlings from Silent Stan, all of that, the Calic scenes, the battle with Destronos and Silent, I'm gonna just have to give this episode a 9.8. My mind wants to tell me, okay, you did that last week. I mean, are you just doing this again? Because you're probably thinking, like, he's just giving me a 9.8. He's just giving me a 9.8 again because he's trying to give all the episodes a high rating. I just, every time I think about giving this a 9.7 or lower, it just doesn't feel right. What we got this week was just really great stuff. I mean, I came in with this episode with not too much expectation because this was going to be probably one of the least better ones out of the last episodes. But we got really great stuff in this one. Dolan's side of the story had really great writing and really great scenes in there. We got the confrontation with the Earthlings. We got more of the campaign stuff. And we got the whole Calic and nostalgia of the old seasons. The battle with Destronos and Silent. It was just all enough to get to that rating for me. And that's where I'm going to leave it. I mean, that's me. That's my rating for this. I believe it deserves a worthy of a 9.8 rating. Because it was an amazing episode. If not almost on the masterpiece level, just for the nostalgia feel that we had in this one. So yeah, I'm gonna stick this within a 9.8 making. This was an amazing episode of Downsinger, a lot better than I was expecting, and we got a lot of interesting stories that continue to go on from Downsinger, the series. So, that's my review, guys. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all agree with my thoughts. If you don't, if I forgot something, feel free to go say it down in the comments below, and I'll get to you as soon as I can. You can also tell me if you think this review is fair, with the whole 9.8 rating thing. I mean, I feel like it completely deserves it, but you guys might have different thoughts, so let's chat, alright? Anyways, guys, that's about it for this review. Thank you for watching my reviews on AWMN.com. This is Spiner out with another Downsinger Season 6 episode review. Thank you guys. See you later.